You know what I'm gonna say, unless you really do need to hear this. Back to the beginning if you're starting here. From the shed, I head towards the house. The Emiya house is a samurai-style mansion on the outskirts of town. Dad wasn't any kind of a big shot around town or anything, but he had this huge house anyway. That's enough of a mystery on its own, but apparently Emiya Kiritsugu has no relatives in Japan. That's why after Dad died, instead of passing to anyone else, the house was mortgaged to his adopted son instead. But, well, the truth is I don't have that kind of management ability. Inheritance tax, property tax, Old Man Fujimura is handling all that difficult stuff for me. Old Man Fujimura is a big landowner who lives in the neighborhood. Dad used to say, that old guy's like a Yakuza boss. Of course, that wasn't true. Old Man Fujimura isn't like a Yakuza boss. Old Man Fujimura actually is a Yakuza boss. There's a serious problem there in itself, but I don't particularly want to get into that right now. Anyway, that's why I'm the only person living here in this big house. It's already been 5 years since Dad died. The days really do go by fast. In those 5 years, when I think about how much I've matured, I just sigh. I've been training every day to become like Kiritsugu, but realistically, it's not going well. If you said that was to be expected because I had no talent from the start, you'd be right. But even so, not making the slightest bit of progress in 5 years is a problem worth thinking about. If I summed up the situation in one sentence, I'd say that my ideal was aiming too high, and I'm not even standing on the starting line yet. No, there's no point getting worked up about it. For now, all I can do is the best of what I can. Well then. In the meantime, if you ask what I should do now, let's go help Sakura, or let's finish up the usual daily routine. And I'm just gonna be making these choices based on what I would do in this situation. Going through fully blind. And I would go help Sakura. That's right, I need to go and help Sakura. It's a bad habit to rely totally on my kohai, and it would be inexcusable to Sakura after she came here this early to help out. But it's too late. Looks like breakfast is already made. The smell of an elegant, Sakura-like breakfast carries from the kitchen. Sakura has finished cooking, and since all that's left is to lay everything out on the table, she's looking at the dish rack. I'm sorry, I'll at least get the dishes out, so you can go and sit down, Sakura. You've already come in, senpai?
もうじゃないぞ。6時10分って言ったら朝飯を食ってる時間じゃないか。完全に寝坊だよ。
Already nothing. At 6:30 we ought to be eating breakfast. I totally overslept.
そんなことはないと思いますよ。先輩は部活をしていないんですから、この時間は十分に早起きです。
I don't think that's true. You're not in any club, senpai, so this is more than early enough to wake up.
部活は関係ない。それを言ったら朝練があるさくらがうちに来てくれるのも問題じゃないか。
Clubs have got nothing to do with it. If you say that, isn't it a problem for you to come over here even though you have practice in the morning?
いえ、私は好きでしていることですから、部活のことは気にしないでください。
No, I'm doing this because I want to, so please don't worry about my club or anything.
ああ、それは何度も聞いた。だから俺も部活に関係なく早起きしてるんだ。さくらが来てくれるなら、その時間には起きてないと失礼だろ?
I've heard that before. That's why regardless of clubs, I want to be up early. If you're going to come over, it's rude if I'm not awake by then, right? For me, waking up early means waking up before Sakura gets here, and sleeping in means, like this morning, making Sakura prepare breakfast by herself. Although, that's really nothing more than a habit from the last year and a half.
ともかく、さくらは休んでろよ。あとは並べるだけなんだから、それぐらい俺にやらせてくれ。
Anyway, take a break. All that's left is to put everything out, so at least let me do that much. I stand next to Sakura and start taking dishes out of the rack. Sakura has a strangely stubborn side. At times like these, she wouldn't take a rest unless I force her to.
なら、私もお手伝いします。お皿には私が盛りますから、先輩はお茶碗を出してください。
Ah, well then I'll help. I'll handle the plates, so if you could please put out the bowls, senpai.
いや、だから全部こっちでやるからいいってば。
No, I'm saying I'll do all of it, so it's fine.
いけません。先輩はお家の主人なんですから、朝くらいはドーンと構えていてください。
Absolutely not. You're the master of this house, senpai, so please act like it, at least in the morning.
ドーンと構えろって。さくら一人に働かせてのんびりしている主人なんて家主失格だぞ。いいから、さくらは今に行ってろって。
Act like it. If I just laze around while I let you do all the work, I'd be a failure as a householder. I'm saying it's fine, so go to the living room.
はい、ぜひ失格してください。これ、いつも美味しいご飯を食べさせてもらっているお返しなんです。だからできれば、先輩にはゆっくりしていてほしいです。
Yes, then by all means, please fail. This is thanks for letting me eat such delicious meals all the time. So that's why I'd like for you to relax as much as possible.
食費だったら折半なんだから、さくらが気にすることじゃない。感謝なんて言ったら、俺がしたいぐらいだ。さくらが来てくれるようになってから、飯が豪勢になったからな。
If you're talking about food expenses, we're splitting them evenly, so it's not something you need to worry about. And as far as thank yous go, I'm the one who should be thanking you. Since you started coming over, our meals have gotten positively lavish.
やっぱり、先輩、分かってなかったんですね。先輩のお家のご飯が美味しいのは、そういうことじゃないんです。
Like I thought, you don't understand, do you, senpai? Meals being delicious here isn't about that.
そういうことじゃないってどういうことだ?
Not about that? Then what is it about?
いえ、何でもありません。けど、責任取ってくださいね。私、先輩の家じゃないとご飯を美味しくいただけなくなっちゃったんですから。
No, it's nothing. But take responsibility, please, senpai. Meals aren't tasty to me anymore unless I eat them here.
バカ、おかしなこと言うな。
Don't say weird things like that, you goof.
藤姉に聞かれたらどうするんだ。あの人には冗談なんて通じないんだから。
What do you do if Fujine hears you? She won't get that it's a joke.
そうですね。藤村先生に聞かれたら大変です。
Yes, that's true. If Fujimura-sensei heard us, that would be bad.
まったくだ。あんまりおかしなこと言うな。
Completely. So don't go saying funny things like that.
はい、言いません。言いませんから、お手伝いしていいですよね、先輩。
Yes, I won't. I won't say anything, so it's fine if I help, right, senpai? Sakura looks up at me totally naturally, without a bit of hesitation.
いいよ、好きにしろ。そんなにやりたきゃさくらに任せる。
Fine, do what you want. If you want to do it that badly, I'll let you handle it.
はい、好きにします、私。
Yes, I'll do as I please.
まったく本当に最近言うこと聞かなくなったよな、さくら。
Good grief, you really have stopped listening to me lately, huh, Sakura?
ですね。藤村先生に似てきたのかもしれません。
I have, haven't I? Maybe I've started taking after Fujimura-sensei. Gently saying that, Sakura reaches her arm out to the dish rack. Her smoothly falling dark hair and supple hooking body catch my eye. How to put this? I'm in trouble. I guess she's growing up, but Sakura's been strangely feminine recently. Her little gestures and the view of her face in profile like this look beautiful to me, and subconsciously I end up looking away.
先輩、どうかしましたか？
Senpai? Is something the matter?
いや、どうもしてない。どうもしてないから気にしないでくれ。
No, it's nothing. It's nothing at all, so don't worry about it. I'm really in trouble. What am I doing getting so nervous about my friend's little sister? Sakura is in every respect a perfect kohai and a younger girl that I have to look after. Sakura is the little sister of a friend of mine, but since she's a year younger than me, it's not like we were especially close. We formed this kind of a cooperative relationship about a year and a half ago. If I remember right, when I was injured, Sakura came over to cook for me, and I feel like it just became like this naturally from there. I feel like we decided that it would just be until my injury healed. Some kind of trivial thing happened, and for some reason she just kept coming by to help me with the housework. In any case, Sakura's cooking is delicious, and her laundry and her cleaning are both impeccable. Her coming by is a big help to me, but lately it's been a little complicated. The problem isn't with Sakura, it's entirely with me. To come right out and say it, Sakura is beautiful. She's the most beautiful out of any of the first-year girls, and there are probably plenty of guys checking her out because they want to date her. Especially recently, she's been growing in certain places, and there have been plenty of times that her casual gestures have left me flustered. That's why it's complicated. Your friend's little sister making your heart flutter is something to feel guilty about, right? Normally it's not a big deal, but sometimes, like just now, it hits me unexpectedly and I start blushing, which is rather a problem as a senpai, don't you think? I'm trusting you with this, Rialto Nua. I'm gonna trust that anti-hentai filter. Don't betray that trust. Breakfast is laid out on the table. A complete and faultless menu of chicken tender and parsley salad, salmon teriyaki, boiled spinach, daikon, and carrot miso soup, and even a yam soup.
Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu. Sitting together, Sakura and I neatly bow and quietly start eating. The only sound is the clacking of our chopsticks. Fundamentally, Sakura isn't very talkative, and I can't multitask well enough to talk while I'm eating. Naturally, our meal times are quiet. Normally they're a little noisier, but just for today, that boisterous person is... I guess she watched a spy movie or something last night with her face hidden, and she's surveilling us from behind a newspaper.
藤村先生、ご飯時に新聞は見ない方がいいと思いますよ。
Fujimura-sensei, I don't think you should be reading the newspaper at mealtimes. Fujine ignores Sakura's reluctant attempt at conversation. It's really very suspicious, but Fujine is always suspicious at the breakfast table. I guess that Sakura is used to it too. She keeps eating, not seeming especially bothered. Generally speaking, Sakura makes Western food. She learned how to make Japanese food after she started coming here to help out. Fujine and my tastes are thoroughly Japanese, so Sakura learned how to make light Japanese food at least for breakfast. And now Sakura has gotten so good at it that she's even surpassed me, her teacher. The flavor of her miso soup is top-notch, and lately she's showing that she can even grate yams and make yam soup. Speaking of which, isn't today the first time that she's ever made a yam soup? Sorry, Sakura, can you pass the soy sauce? Yes. Oh no, senpai. Your soy sauce ran out yesterday. Ah, well, Fujine's is fine then. Pass it over? Is that okay, Fujimura-sensei? Fujine nods yes. The newspaper makes a rustling sound as it wrinkles. Here you go. You're going to use it in the yam soup? Yeah, you use soy sauce with yams normally, right? I pour some soy sauce onto the white yam. I stir in the soy sauce, put it on some rice, and take a bite. The stickiness of the grated yam and the powerful, too intense, self-assertive flavor of the... Ugh, yuck, this isn't soy sauce, this is oyster sauce! Fujine vigorously hurls aside the newspaper with a thud. What do you think of my morning oyster soy sauce label replacement operation? It sounds like you're about to get that operation straight to the face. Raising her hand up with a hoot in celebration, the mysterious lady spy. What do you think you're doing this early in the morning? You're turning 25 this year, but I guess Fujine will always be Fujine, huh? Haha, have you realized your wrongdoing yesterday? Could this be the natural divine justice for someone who picked on his big sis along with everyone else? Divine justice isn't something that humans hand out, is it? I thought you were kind of quiet this morning, but you've just been planning this since yesterday, haven't you, you slacker? I have. Thanks to that, I've got to run and grade some tests now. Yeah, so now I've got to hurry up or it's going to be bad. With that, Fujine reseats herself and demolishes the rest of her breakfast with incredible vigor. Right, right, Gochiso-sama. Breakfast was delicious today too, Sakura-chan. Yes, it was nothing, sensei. Well then, I'm going on ahead. I'll be mad if you two are late, okay? patter of her feet follows her as she runs off. There really is something wrong with the world where that is a teacher at our school. Boy, are you going to like the next 20 years.
先輩
senpai?
すまない。せっかくの朝食だっていうのに、藤姉のやつ、ろくに味わいもしないで。
Sorry, you went through all this trouble to make breakfast, and Fujine didn't even stop to taste it.
いえ、そういうのではなくて、昨日藤村先生に何かしたんですか？食べ物に細工するなんて藤村先生にしてはやりすぎですから。
No, it isn't that. Did you do something to Fujimura-sensei yesterday? Tampering with food is a little bit much, even for her.
いや、それがさ、昨日ついあだ名で呼んじまった。
No, well, yesterday I accidentally called her by her nickname.
それじゃあ仕方ありませんね。先輩、藤村先生に謝らなかったんでしょう。
Well, there's no help for it then. You didn't apologize to Fujimura-sensei, did you, senpai?
めんぼくない。いつものことなんで忘れてた。
That's my fault. It happens all the time, so I forgot about it.
ダメですよ。藤村先生、先輩にあだ名を言われるのだけは嫌がるんですから。また泣かせちゃったんでしょう。
That's no good. You know she hates being called that by you most of all. You made her cry again, didn't you?
泣かした上にダットのごとく走り去らせた。おかげで昨日の英語は自習だった。
Not just cry, she ran out as fast as she could. English was self-study yesterday because of it. After that, I received a paper honorable student prize from everyone, but of course I threw that thing in the trash.
もう、それじゃあ、今朝のは先輩が悪いです。
In that case, the one at fault this morning is you, senpai. For Sakura too, Fujine is like an older sister, so generally she takes her side. That's nice by itself, but since I have to deal with Fujine 24 hours a day, I wish that she would take my side sometimes. Originally, Fujine was an acquaintance of Dad's, and she's been hanging around this house since I was adopted. When Dad started traveling, she began to come over more frequently, and now she's this spectacular freeloader who eats breakfast and dinner here. No. Maybe it's because Fujine was here that I was able to keep going by myself after Dad died. Now Fujine, Sakura, and I are the residents of the Emiya house. Well, even so, the only one who knows that Dad was a mage is me. As a rule, mages hide their identities. That's why as Dad's apprentice, I'm also hiding that I'm studying magic. Though, even if I say that I'm studying, I'm an amateur who can't use a single bit of magic satisfactorily. For me, it probably won't make a big difference if I tried to hide my magic or not, but it was Dad's last request, so every day I've been continuing my training in secret. We finish breakfast and start getting ready to go to school. While we listen to the news coming from the television, Sakura and I clean up the dishes. Sakura is idly staring at the television. Ghastly accidents continue is printed in large letters on the screen. It seems like there was a big accident over in the neighboring town of Shinto. The site was a building in the office district, and apparently everyone on one floor suffered from oxygen deprivation and has now fallen into a coma. The accident is assumed to be the result of a gas leak, but similar accidents have been happening all over recently.
今のニュース気になるのか、さくら。
Are you worried about the news just now, Sakura?
いえ、別に。ただ事故がシントで起きているなら近いなって。先輩、シントの方でアルバイトしていますよね。
No, not really. I just thought that if these accidents are happening in Shinto, that's not very far away. Senpai, you work part-time in Shinto, don't you? And yes, guys, I do recognize that theme. I will be getting to that after this, by the way.
してるけど、別にそんな大きな店じゃないよ。今のニュースみたいな事故は起きないと思う。
I do, but it's not really that big of a place. I don't think something like on the news will happen here. Happen there. Even if I say that, it's not exactly somebody else's problem either. If it is a gas leak, it could happen anywhere, and more than anything, that hundreds of people got hurt really bothers me. People are even starting to say that the reason the accidents keep happening is because of defective construction work when Shinto was rapidly being built. Whatever the truth is, that I don't want there to be any more victims is my sincere feeling.
物騒な話だ。俺たちも気をつけないと。
It's dangerous. We'll need to be careful too.
あ、それならご心配なく先輩。ガスの元栓はいつも2回チェックしてますから安心です。
There's no need to worry about that, Senpai. I always check the gas valve twice, so you can relax. Sakura proudly puffs out her chest.
いや、そういう話でなくて。
No, that's not quite what I meant. Yeah, I've thought this for a while, but Sakura is just a little bit off too. Senpai, did you lock the back door?
したよ。缶抜きかけたけど、問題あるか？
I did. I bolted it. Is there a problem?
ありません。それじゃあ鍵かけますね。先輩、今日のお帰りは何時ですか？
Not at all. Well then, I'll lock up. What time are you coming home today, Senpai?
少し遅くなると思う。さくらは？
I think I'll be a little late. What about you, Sakura?
私はいつも通りです。多分私の方が早いと思いますから、夕食の下準備は済ませておきますね。
Same as always. I think I'll probably get back first, so I'll start on dinner, okay?
うん、助かる。俺もできるだけ早く帰るよ。
Yeah, that'd be a big help. I'll try to get home as early as I can. Sakura locks the gate with a clank. Sakura and Fujine both have keys to the house, so it's our custom that the person who leaves last is the one who locks up.
行こうか。急がないと朝練に間に合わない。
Let's go. If we don't hurry up, you won't make it in time for morning practice.
はい。それじゃあ少しだけ急ぎましょうか、先輩。
Yes, well, let's hurry a bit then, Senpai. I walk towards the town with Sakura. Passing the long wall and coming out onto the downslope of the hill, after that is just a populated neighborhood. The Emiya house is at the top of the hill, removed from the center of town. If you keep going down the hill like this and leave the neighborhood and go down even further, you come out onto the intersection at the center of town. From here you can get to the bridge that leads to the neighboring town, the hill road that continues to the Ryudo Temple, the neighborhood on the opposite side of the town from my house, the shopping street that Sakura and I always rely on, finally, if you keep going this way, you can get to the school. We head to school without taking any detours. It's just truck 7, and there's hardly anybody on the road to school. Apart from us, there's just a few students with club activities leisurely walking on the road. Well, see you later. Do your best at club. Parting with Sakura at the gate is the same as always. Sakura is a member of the archery club, so in the morning we part here. I say that, but this morning Sakura doesn't head for the archery dojo. Sakura, are you not feeling well?
いえ、そういうことじゃなくて、その先輩、たまには道場の方に寄っていきませんか?
No, it's not anything like that. Senpai? Would you like to come by the dojo sometime?
いや、別に道場に用はないぞ。それに今日は一斉に頼まれてるから生徒会室に行かないとまずい。
Well, I don't really have any business there, and since Issei asked me to help him out today, I need to go up to the student council office.
そうですよね。ごめんなさい。余計なことを言っちゃって。
Ah, that's true, isn't it? I'm sorry for bothering you. Sakura quickly bows her head.
それじゃあ失礼します。晩ご飯楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Well, I'll excuse myself then. Please look forward to dinner. Sakura apologetically heads off towards the archery dojo. Huh. What did that mean just now, I wonder?
Issei, いるか?
Issei, are you here?
いるぞ。今朝は少し遅かったな、エミヤ。
I am. You're a little late today, Emiya. I guess he was studying or something. The student looking over some papers raises his head.
一斉だけか。他の連中はどうしたんだ? この時間なら登校しててもおかしくないだろう。
It's just you, Issei? What happened to everybody else? It wouldn't be weird for them to be at school by now, right?
いや、あいにくとうちのメンバーはビジネスライクだね。
No, but unfortunately our members are very businesslike.
働く時間帯はきっかり決まっていて、早出と残業はしたくないのだそうだ。
The time that they work is clearly defined, and it seems they have no interest in coming in earlier and staying late.
それで生徒会長自らが雑用か。ここはここで大変そうだな。
So the odd jobs are left up to this president, huh? I guess things are pretty rough here in their way.
好きでしている苦労だ。エミヤに同情してもらうのは筋が違う。
I'm doing this work because I want to. If you're sympathizing with me, Emiya, it's misdirected.
いや、一斉に同情なんてしてないぞ。
No, I'm not sympathizing with you or anything, Issei.
それはそれで無念だが、聞き流すとしよう。情が移っているということでは同じだからな。
It's regrettable in itself, but I'll let it pass. It's a demonstration that you care regardless. Issei, who's straightening the papers he was reading with a tap, is the boss of this student council room. This guy, who's been desperately trying to reform the thoroughly lax nature of our student council from the ground up, has been my friend since we were first years. His full name is Ryudo Issei. He has an elegant face, in contrast to his antiquated name, and truthfully, he's immensely popular with girls. Since he's also the student council president, that just makes the whole thing even worse, of course.
やはり朝は舌がしびれるほどの熱湯が良い。
Yes, in the morning, water hot enough to numb the tongue truly is good. He's saying things like that as he sips a cup of coarse tea, so right now he's not that tense. As you can see, Issei has a very reserved and sober personality. One so very reserved and sober that I am going to struggle to not call him Ida for all of this, I bet. It's easy to misunderstand, but he does get involved in romantic entanglements, and he doesn't play around like a normal student either. Whatever else, he's the son and heir of the Ryudo Temple up on the mountain. He's accepted succeeding to the temple itself, so once he graduates, the chance that he'll resolutely become a monk is high. I think that would have happened even without religion.
それで今日は何をするんだ
So, what are we doing today?
ああ、まあともかく座って一服と言いたいのだが、時間がないな。移動がてら説明をするゆえ、いつもの道具を持ってついてきてくれ。
We'll sit down and take a quick break, is what I'd like to say. But we don't have time for that. I'll explain on the way, so grab the usual tools and come with me, please.
率直に言うとな、うちの学校、金のバランスが極端なんだよ。
To put it bluntly, the balance of funds at our school is distorted.
知ってる。運動系がひいきされてるもんで、他に予算がいかないんだろ
I know, the athletic clubs get preferential treatment, so there's nothing left over in the budget for anyone else, right?
結果、文化系の部員は絶えず不遇の扱いでな。
Yes, as a result, the members of the cultural clubs are constantly treated poorly.
今年から文化系に予算が行くよう尽力しているのだが、予算の流れが不鮮明でうまく回っていない。おかげで未だ文化系の部室は不遇でな。
This year I'm endeavoring to ensure that there's a budget for the cultural clubs, but it's not going well because it's unclear where exactly the budget is going. Thanks to that, the club rooms for the cultural clubs are in bad shape.
特に冬のストーブ不足に関しては打開策がまるでない。
In particular, there's no plan whatsoever to deal with the shortage of winter heaters.
そうか。あ、マイナスドライバーくれ。一番大きいやつな。あと動線も。これぐらいならなんとか。
I see. Hand me the flathead screwdriver, the biggest one. Then the conducting wire. Yeah, that ought to do it.
動線？これか。すまん。よくわからん。
Conducting wire. This? Sorry, I don't really know.
間違っていたら叱ってくれ。
Please chastise me if I'm mistaken. I would not say stuff like that this day and age if I were you.
当たってるからいいよ。で、ストーブ不足がどうしたって？ここ以外にも故障してんのがあんのか？
You got it right, so don't worry about it. And what's this about a heater shortage? Are there more broken ones than just here?
ある。第二視聴覚室と美術部の暖房器具が怪しいそうだ。新品購入願いの嘆願書が刻一刻と増えている。
There are. The heating units in the second audio-video room and the art club are apparently acting strangely. Petitions for new equipment are becoming more and more frequent.
けど予算にそんな余裕はないと。やっぱり劣化してるだけだな。中が行かれてなくて助かった。
But there's no room for them in the budget. Like I thought, it's just old. Luckily for us, the inside isn't broken down.
治りそうか、エミヤ。
Do you think you can fix it, Emiya?
治るよ。こういう時、古いやつは分かりやすくていい。
I'll fix it. At times like these, the old ones are good because they're easy to understand.
配線系のショートだから、新しいのに変えれば、とりあえず今年いっぱいは頑張ってくれる。
It's just a short in the wiring, so if I just change it out for now, it should do its best for us this year.
そうか。やるなエミヤ。お前が頼りになると極めて嬉しいぞ。
I see. You're good, Emiya. I'm exceedingly happy that I can rely on you.
おかしな日本語使うね、伊勢。
You use some funny Japanese, don't you, Issei?
もう少しで済むから、ちょっと外に出ててくれ。
Well, I'm almost finished, so can you wait outside for a minute? And I think this is where Rin comes in.
うん。エミヤの邪魔はせん。
Yes, I won't get in your way. Issei quietly leaves the classroom. Somehow it looks like he misunderstood that I'm going to be doing some kind of delicate work from here on.
いや、デリケートといえばデリケートなんだけど。
Well, if you say delicate, it is delicate though. I touch the old electric heater with my hand. Normally, even if you say you're used to these kinds of hand repairs, you couldn't determine the fault point just by looking at it. So, that I can means that what I'm doing isn't normal. I close my eyes, and with my tactile sense, I look inside the heater. It sounds like he's using magic. A moment, and then a single image floats up inside my head.
電熱線が断線しかかってるのが2つと、電熱管はまだ持つな。電源コードの方は絶縁テープでなんとかなる。
The heat conducting wire is broken in 2 places, but the heat generator itself is still good. I can do something about the cord with just some electrical tape. Good. I can repair the damage with just the tools that I brought with me. If the heat generator were broken, that's not something an amateur could fix. If that's the case, in that case, I'd have to use the non-amateur method of reinforcing the heater. But like this, just looking inside of it is enough. This is what Kiritsugu taught me. The magic of Shira Emiyo's. Emiyashiro. So this is magic.
よし、始めるか。
Alright, let's get started. Is what I would like to continue with, but I went over without knowing it already. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed, because I keep going over. I certainly am, if you can't tell. See you next time.